When did everyone become the jury? Have you ever had one of those moments where you look at social media and think, did we not outgrow bullying in elementary school? Because sometimes, I swear, we just gave it Wi-Fi. Somebody can look at a 30-second video, a picture, a comment, or one opinion you have about something, and suddenly they know who you are. They know what kind of mother you are. They know what kind of person you are. They know your character. They know your motives. And apparently they know everything about your life. And I'm sorry, but how? I recently saw someone say something along the lines of, well, every mom has an opinion. And yes, every mom is absolutely entitled to have an opinion. But there is a difference between having an opinion because you watch something on court TV and having an opinion informed by nearly 18 years of practicing criminal defense. Those aren't the same thing. You're allowed to disagree with me. You're allowed to think I'm completely wrong. But here's the thing I think we've forgotten. You don't have to turn the person you disagree with into a terrible human being in order to disagree with them. I saw people taking someone's opinion about Lindsay and turning it into a bizarre conclusion that, well, she must be some boring, wine-drinking mom who supports killing children. And then there was a meme essentially saying that people who support Lindsay secretly wish they could get rid of their own children without consequences. And I'm sitting here thinking, really? That's where we're going? Because now we're not debating an issue. We're inventing a completely fictional version of another human being, and then we're attacking that fictional person. And social media makes that incredibly easy. You can say something someone doesn't like, and suddenly you're on trial. And here's the part that I think hits especially hard for those of us who are recovering perfectionists. When you already feel like everything you do is being judged, social media can become exhausting. You start thinking about how everything looks. Did I say that correctly? Was that too much? Was that not enough? What are people going to think? Did somebody misunderstand me? Should I explain myself? Should I defend myself? Should I delete it? Should I make everybody understand that I'm actually a good person? And eventually, you aren't living anymore. You're performing. You're trying to manage everybody else's perception of you. And you can't. You simply can't. Because some people are going to misunderstand you. Some people are going to disagree with you. Some people are going to judge you unfairly. And some people are going to decide you are without ever bothering to decide who you are without ever bothering to know you. But here's what I want to talk about on the other side, because I've spent a lot of time talking about the bad. And today, something happened that reminded me that there is also so much good. A woman messaged me. She told me that she admired my content and the way I carry myself. And then she told me that there were other people who felt the same way. And I have to tell you, I didn't know. I didn't know those people were watching. I didn't know they were paying attention. I didn't know that something about the way I show up was meaningful to someone else. And that made me think about something. We spend so much time worrying about the person who is criticizing us that we forget there might be someone quietly watching who is being encouraged by us. Someone who never comments, someone who never sends a message, someone who just watches. And maybe something you said made them think. Maybe something you did gave them courage. Maybe they admire the way you handled something. Maybe they see something in you that you have become so accustomed to criticizing in yourself that you don't even recognize it anymore. You don't know who's watching, and that's both the scary and the beautiful part. So maybe the goal isn't to become perfect, so perfect that nobody can criticize us, because that's impossible. Maybe the goal is to become so comfortable with who we are that somebody else's judgment doesn't get to determine our worth. You can be misunderstood, and still be a good person. You can be disliked and still be a good person. You can be criticized and still be doing something worthwhile. And you can be imperfect and still have something valuable to offer. So the next time you find yourself worrying about what everybody else thinks, remember that you don't actually know what everybody thinks. You know what the loudest people think. And those aren't necessarily the same thing. There may be somebody watching you right now who thinks you're ridiculous. There may be somebody watching you who completely disagrees with you. And there may be somebody watching there may be somebody watching you quietly thinking, I wish I had her courage. I wish I could speak up like that. I wish I carried myself like she does. You don't get to control which person is watching, but you do get to decide who you're going to be while they're watching. So I'm going to keep showing up, not perfectly, not for everybody, and certainly not to win the approval of the internet. I'm going to show up as me, as I'm always me. Because maybe that's exactly what somebody else needs to see. And if somebody wants to put me on trial for that, well, they're going to have to get in line. Because this recovering perfectionist is finally learning that I don't have to defend myself to everybody or anybody at all if I don't choose to. Thank you so much for tuning in to Recovering Perfectionist Mama, Grace in Progress. My name is Buffy. If you got value from this, definitely consider checking out Recovering Perfectionist Mama, Grace in Progress, housed on YouTube. And also, if you got value from this short, from this long form, please feel free to like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day, and hopefully you'll come back and see me again soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.